What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video with your boy, Dari Promo. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just getting off of work and everything. Y'all see me leaving work. Forgot my lunch that I didn't even eat today at work. You know, some days I don't get to eat lunch, be busy or working, But we finna start back this video when I get in the car. So give me a minute, y'all. Y'all see my car right there? Man, y'all see the snow out here in Michigan? Look at this snow. Ugh. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. How y'all doing, Michigan? Now, I want to talk about this snow because I know I'm not the only one that, feel like something is wrong with this weather. I mean, we get up in the morning and we looking at the weather app and everything, and then, it's telling us one thing, and then, in real life, the weather is telling us something different, like we seeing it with our own eyes and everything. So with this year, 2026, I don't know. Things been a little bit off, but I say things really been off with the world since Kobe Bryant had died. So, that takes us back a few more years on top of that. But YouTube, I just can't believe all this snow that we got out here and everything. Like, there's too much snow to even exist in this type of area. Like, we not out there in Antarctica and everything. Like, it's crazy. And a lot of us is curious and, wondering, why is it snowing like this? Why is it so much snow outside like this? Why is it so cold outside like this? Why is the kids' school being canceled so much? Like, do y'all remember back in the day school being canceled as much as it's been canceled for the kids? No. So with that all going on and everything, I kind of feel like they kind of limiting the kids from learning, being, with them being our next, generation to make a change and a difference and everything. I feel like they kind of, attacking it and everything. A lot of people say that the government is controlling the weather. I'm not really sure if the government is controlling the weather, but I can say that I feel like the weather might be being controlled in some type of way, whether they got spaceships or whatever going this direction in the sky and everything, so the storm could, tick and everything. But, you got some people that say it's a dragon that's underwater too, if you heard about that. People are saying that it's a dragon under the water, and that, that story is pretty much, up in the Bible at the end, so I still got to do my research on that. But my main thing is this weather that's out here, it's kind of ridiculous, and it's outrageous. It's outrageous, for real. Like, I be in the crib and everything, and I can't even really have my heat on because they charge me so much, because I got it at 77. So my heat can only stay on from like the time of, I say, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's as long as my heat could stay on. So I can have it on past that time or before that time, but they charge double. So you see what's going on right there and there. But not only that, if you pay your lights and you pay your consumers energy and everything, I'm pretty sure DTE then started charging everybody a $2.99 fee, a $2.99 fee, just to send some money to pay your bill what's due. So say your DTE bill is at $68. That means you gotta send $70 just to pay your bill. $68 for the bill, and the rest is for, what they want in tips, just to send off the payment and everything. $2.99, man. So really $71 if you ask me. It's kind of crazy though, man. Times just have not been the Look, you see how I said times have not been the change? But what I really mean is times has not been the same. Things are changing. Like, you got Chuck E. Cheese's that's been closed down. You shut down everywhere. You got Target, that's, running out of business slowly but surely. You got Toys R Us that's shut down almost everywhere and slowly starting to come back out. Like, why do it take all of this with the world? There's so much that's going on with our world, our country, our city and everything, the presidents, and I just don't understand it. You see the snow coming often and everything. You even see crazy snowstorms out in different areas and everything, but they got it worse. And what makes it more crazy is that could have been us. And it's true. I look at the videos, I look at the pictures that they post, mixed inside the snowstorm. You got door dashers out here getting caught up in the snow, stuck in the snow, can't get out. I got stuck in the snow. This is what comes with life. This is what comes with life, but life shouldn't have to be this way. If, we can make a change, we can make a difference, Like, I know this weather is not normal, as it used to be back then in the day. You feel me? Like, they say the snow not even really sticking to the trees like it's sticking to the ground. The snow's not really sticking, to the grass or the trees or, any of that nature like it's sticking to the ground, which kind of make a lot of sense. There was a few people that balled up a snowball and burnt it with the lighter to see if it melted, and they said it wouldn't melt, so they feel like the snow is fake, some of it and everything. I just want to know how y'all feel about it. Drop some comments, please. Let me know where y'all coming from, how y'all feel about this whole thing, man. Because me, I'm a dad, and I'm a provider, and I'm an entrepreneur. So my life revolves around, all of that. Being a dad, a provider, an entrepreneur, keeping God first and everything. So I like to stay cautious, and I like to know what's going on, So there's too many people, out here in the snow walking and don't even have to, be doing that, man. Like, it was so cold, bro, to the point if you was outside that night, it probably was gonna be done for you. Puppies, dogs, freezing. They said trees was gonna, bust open and everything. It sounded like a gun sound and everything, man. I never read across nothing like this, but it's the times we living in 2026. These are the times that we are living in, and it's crazy. You feel me? Because, like I said, life shouldn't be like this, but it is, though. So all we can do is stay cautious, stay prayed up, and everything. Out of all these snow days, my job didn't care about me not, being safe and, staying at home. They prefer me to be there. So every snow day that happened so far, I still had to show up at work and everything. And I just don't get it, I just don't get it, but it's what I signed up for. So if I don't do it, they get my position to somebody else. So I gotta hold my position down to the fullest. You get what I'm saying, YouTube? But I just don't understand the snow that's out here, man. Making us sick for no reason. They say they put some stuff up in the sky to the point where it snow. Like, once it snow, it automatically dropped and everything. The diseases that they got up there and everything, man. So I'm just staying prayed up, through it all. But also curious to know, like, why is the weather like this? Like, you can look at the weather map and it say it's not gonna be no snow the next morning. Then you wake up that next morning and next thing you know, nothing but snow. I just don't recall nothing like this, ever in my life happening like this, to where, these apps is not keeping it real with us anymore. You get what I'm saying? It's mind-blowing, because it's kind of a dangerous thing, man, not to know, how the day is going to go and everything. And, we got kids that's traveling to school on the buses and everything. and snow is falling down out of nowhere, and storms is happening, and ice rolls and crashes and everything. Like, no one takes the time out to think and be cautious anymore, and it's kind of been disturbing to life. I know I'm not the only one that feel like this, you feel me? But it is what it is, like, we can't, make no change on our end. All we can do is hope for the better, because we don't control the weather, but it's obviously being controlled in some type of way, right? And it's mind-blowing. Like I said, it's very, very mind-blowing, because I just don't remember snow out here like this back in the days. Like, this snow been falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. But, it is what it is. All we can do is give it to God and push through it, still show up to work, handle life responsibilities and everything, and keep it moving. But I just noticed how times has changed. Nothing seems the same anymore. Back in the day when I was a kid growing up and it was snow, it was nothing like this. It wasn't that many days off from school when it was snowing. So it just seemed like, something is happening with the world, or, times are just real life changing compared to back in the day. Because now we in 2026, and I'm seeing stuff with my own eyes for what it really is. See, I was born in 1997, so being born in 1997 and coming into the world and around 2000, you just now starting to adapt and pick up on things and everything, and that's pretty much how life was for me. Like, I didn't know much, coming into the world at the age I was at, you feel me? 1997, that was the year I was born, but it was still a lot to learn even back then around that time, you feel me? But life is what it is, life is real life what it is. I'm thankful and appreciative for, how life is, but it can be better than what it is, for sure. It's hurting our community, it's damaging our relationships, it's pulling friends away from us and everything, is hurting our pockets. Let's not even speak on that, bro. A lot of people been spending so much money on salt just so these roads can be melted and everything, and sidewalks and everything can be cleared for the kids at school. But the thing is, the salt companies, they are running low on their product. It never happened like this, where salt companies are running low on their products out here. So that's another thing to take heed about, and realize life for what it really is. But I'm telling y'all what I see and what I know. The snow, it's not what we think it is. It's not what we think it is, you feel me? I try not to even let my hands touch the snow, be involved around the snow or smelling the snow, because back in the days when we was kids, we used to eat the snow, right? Or play with the snow, you feel me? And have it close in our face, or building us a snow angel and everything. But it's like you can't even have that much fun with snow anymore, because we don't know if it's safe or if it's dangerous for us. You get what I'm saying? So all we can do is stay cautious and stay prayed up out here, man. But like I said, I'm real life worried about the community, the city, these countries, with snow, because we in Michigan. It's way more different countries and everything, and states and all that covered with more snow than what we got. So the situation on my end could have been way more worse than what it is, because someone out there, they do have it worse than what I already have. But I'm still appreciative and thankful, real life thankful for it, So make sure y'all comment, hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to my new YouTube channel as well. I'm gonna drop that in the comments. But I also want to make sure that y'all not alone, because I know I see things for what it is. So if you see things for what it is, comment and let me know, so I know that I'm not alone, because I know y'all not alone, but I want to make sure I'm not alone. Now, I'm out, YouTube. It was great talking to y'all and everything. You know, it was a busy day. Just got off of work and all that. So finna hit the library, take care of some responsibilities and all that, you know, that could help my future. So yeah, YouTube. I'll be kicking it with y'all later on YouTube Live and everything. Other than that, y'all stay safe out here and have a blessed winter.